to add the sound. So, second try. Let's try this. Today, I would like to answer a comment on a previous video where someone asked me when I did a video about mothership using Agent Zero to run a session that was without adventures and stuff like that. So someone asked me, so can you do a video about World of Darkness, the role-playing game, using an adventure and let Agent Zero help me run that adventure? So I tried that and I did quite some recoding in Agent Zero to make it fitting my needs, and this is what I came up with. So the first thing today is I would like to welcome Aiden and the other 3 players to this video. So who's Aiden? Aiden is a 23-year-old. So I asked, everything you see today is AI generated. I asked Claude if Claude can generate me with a few words. I told him, please create a AI frenetic and at the same time role player. Create me a character, a person in 1,000 characters. So this is what Claude came up with. The same for Elijah and for Ollie and stuff like that. So we get these 4 characters, and then I took this, and the first thing that's happening in my creation for the Agent Zero is I ask it, please make a psychological analysis of Aiden and all the other characters. Then I asked Aiden, please read this rulebook about World of Darkness and choose a character. Create a character sheet based on the rules, and then I ask Agent Zero, please, from what we know about Aiden and what we know about his character he is choosing, please write an overall analysis. So this is the analysis of Aiden playing Aetherius. So here are some personality traits and stuff like that. So with every time Aiden has to make a decision, all this takes part in the decision. And that makes, for me, a pretty deep gameplay and having different characters on that. So for the live demonstration, I will need Aiden's stats, for Aetherius stats actually. And let's open Ollie's Sylvanos. And so that we have 2 characters, character sheets where we can ask them to roll something. So what do we have? Let's start a new session. And what do we get? So first of all, Agent Zero is analyzing the rules. Then it's analyzing the adventure. Then it invites Satan as knights and so on. So these are the analysis, and then it creates a new session. Let's take a look at that. In here we find our session, and there currently we do not have a lot in here yet because we haven't done anything. And this is more a seed than a page number. And then I can press O to get 3 options how to start the adventure. Let's press O. And Agent Zero right now calculates, okay, what could we start with? And we came up with the Whispering Walls. And the second one, the Shadowy Figure. And the last one is the Unseen Hand. So let's take a look at While following a trail of clues, the characters encounter a mysterious figure lurking in the shadows. This figure, cloaked in darkness and seemingly aware of their investigation, offers cryptic warnings and cryptic information. The figure speaks of a powerful force at play, a force that seeks to exploit the city's vulnerabilities. The players must decide whether to trust this enigmatic figure, potentially gaining valuable information, or whatever. The architect, this is something that comes right away from the adventure book. So you can see that all these headers, they are all in the adventure book. So let's take a look at, as you saw, dogs investigation. Oh, they are in a warehouse to aid the air thick with the scent of decay and sound. So let's go with that one. The players must decipher the whisper, choosing whisper information. So let's offer this. I've just played press 1, and now we get the first one. And initially, right away, we get the player reactions. So these player reactions is something, they hear it and the players react right away. So let's go for Aetherius. Ever the analytical mind takes a deep breath and focuses. The whispers, they seem to be forming words, a pattern perhaps. So everything in here you'll see is written has a dark tone, because I told Agent Zero, please use this dark tone, because this is a scary surrounding for the players. So then each of them tries to figure out how we find a single decision. So there's a discussion about it and a final decision. The group decides to combine their approaches. Nikes and Sylvanus will search for physical clues, while Aetherius focuses on deciphering the whispers. Lyra, feeling drawn to the whispers, will cautiously follow them. Okay, so let's go with Aetherius, who's trying to focus on deciphering the whispers. Let's go for the character sheet, and let's try to find something that might help him to figure out. Let's go for perception, as this is trying to listen to the whispers. So I'm going for a roll for Aetherius, and it's perception. So he rolled a 1, and the score was 5. It was a huge success. So I can give him more information. I'm not too much into this adventure right now, so what I will just say is you can hear one voice in the whispers. It seems to be an overlapping of whispers forming a voice. The voice says, you can find your friend if you go north. So let's drop this information, and now the players react. And let's go for Aetherius in here. We should try to get more information about this friend before we go anywhere. So the group decides to investigate the asylum, but with caution. So the asylum again comes from the rulebook. They go gather information about the friend and potential vampire nest before venturing into the asylum. They also make sure they are well armed and prepared for the fight. So all this back and forth, let's take a look on how this goes in our session. In our session, we now have all this information in here, and in the session log, just to keep it simple, we have all the information too. Now, if I stop in here, right here. I stop that. And I'll restart that. So let's clear the screen again and start it. So it analyzes, everything happens as before. And then it says, okay, our current seed is 20. And this is session 2. In session 1, this happened. So you have a short wrap up about the information and nothing is lost. And again, I could go for O, or I could say, you see someone heading heading north, a cloaked figure vanishing in the shadows. If you follow the shadow, it seems to transform into a bat. What will you do? Let's continue it here. So I'm asking a question again. Now they're thinking and they're coming up with the first information they have. That probably a nosy Google, but I've got a bad feeling about it, and so on. So you have all these information, and let's follow it. Keep our distance. We don't want to spook it. And finally, the group decides to follow the bat, but to do so cautiously with Aetherius using Auspex to try and sense its presence. So this comes from the rulebook. They agree to keep the distance. Which weapons do you have at hand? So again, I'm getting information and what they think they have, a few throwing knives and stuff like that. So everything in here, and common stealth and firepower. So this is actually how they would attack. Let's go back in here and see session 2, and we get all this information from session 2 and session 1. And so this basically is how the session works. And what I did is that I added for Agent Zero some more information about the tools I have. This is the complete tooling, and about the system, how to run it. And it always says, remember, RPG, Dungeon Master players, goal, immersive, character-driven narrative, and so on, in the World of Darkness universe. So whatever the system looks up, it will look through the eyes of World of Darkness. And then I have all these different informations in here, like with the rule, with the adventure, the rules, and I have an adventure analyzer and a rule analyzer to handle the die rolls, so that the characters, when they roll a die, they know automatically what they have to do. Or this is just about my characters, so that they feel comfortable and they know what they can do. About the different moves, as you have seen, I can press R for roll or O for give me examples and stuff like that, and a session manager. The PDF management is, there might be images inside a PDF, and I want them to be able to read even the images in the PDFs. So if you're interested in this kind of role-playing game experience with AI, or if you're interested to figuring out more about Agent Zero, you can find the Discord channel, or just leave a comment down here, and I will try to go into more depth about the development for Agent Zero, what you can achieve out of the box, and where you have to add a bit of code to achieve some things. Yeah, if you liked it, just leave me a